Hello Pisces, this is your reading for January 2017. This covers the new moon period from December 29th to January 27th, okay? So this new moon period is falling in the first month of January. It's going to be highlighting your 11th house, and your 11th house is your house of your hopes and your dreams, your wishes, your social connections, any type of group situations, group activities or group connections, associations that you have would fall into this 11th house. 11th house is your friends, the people who are in your close circle, your inner circle, okay, your crew. This is the 11th house, and so there could be some significant developments where a friend is involved. It could be a period of time where you see some dreams or some wishes come true by way of the assistance of a friend. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone close to you who knows you well, who's got your back, who's supportive of you if you need help making things happen in this period, okay? Please take a look at my video that I did earlier for with the Happy Holidays message, because in that video I've given more information about the Mercury retrograde period that we're currently in. That started December 19th and that ends on January 8th. So you're coming out of this period of kind of a sleepy retreat kind of situation, a time to get away. If you're on vacation, if you are just taking some time out, some days off, you know, this is the period of time before we can move ahead aggressively and move forward. So you may be spending time with friends, getting away with friends. When Mercury moves forward, you're going to start seeing progress and movement in making something important to you happen. Some dream or some goal that you have is going to be on its way to coming to fruition for you, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to do a 9-card reading for January, and then after that, I'm also going to throw a couple oracle cards with that, and then after that, I will do a 3-card reading for for the year of 2017, each card representing 4 months. So the first 4 months, second 4 months, and third 4 months of 2017 with the major arcana to get a spiritual overview, kind of a focus on where the energies are going to be for the year for you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the messages are for Pisces for January 2017. Messages for Pisces for January 2017. What are the messages? What are the messages for Pisces? What are the messages for Pisces for January 2017? Okay. This feels good. Let's see. All right, so we have the beginning part of January, middle, and end. Let's see. 7 of Wands, Knight of Cups, 7 of Pentacles reversed. So that's you showing up in your reading here, significant for the beginning of January, Pisces. That Knight of Cups. We've got the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands reversed, the Judgment card reversed. We've got the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles reversed, and the 5 of Cups. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. At the base of the deck, the 8 of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so this is January 2017. Just give me a moment here to take a look. Alright, I'm also going to throw 3 cards on each row as an anchor. Kind of a way for us to focus. As a focus for these 3 time periods for January. We have companionship, prosperity, and peace. Okay. Very interesting. Let's see. All right, so, you know, my first impression here is that this is a reading about relationships. And that was just, you know, the first thing that came to me. You have pentacles, 2 pentacles, you have 2 cups, you have 2 wands, swords card, and the judgment card reversed. But I'm very focused on this Knight of Cups, which is you. You're kind of crowning your reading here. And, you know, for the first week, it's like you're coming into January in a fighting stance, okay? You are prepared for battle. You're prepared to defend yourself and what's important to you with all of your strength and all of the power that you have. I feel like you are fighting off outer influences that could be affecting an emotional relationship, okay? And you coming up as that Knight of Cups, you know, you have your cup there, and you're facing away from whatever this battle is. All right. Now, the battle is not one where you're being defeated. Very much the opposite. This battle is one that you're winning, and it's one that you have the strength and the stamina to overcome. Okay? So, you're poised and you're ready to kind of ward off anything or anybody that could come between you and someone in your life, I think. Okay? You know, you're offering this cup. You're walking away from whatever this battle is. Not walking, you're riding away from whatever this battle is. Whoever you're fighting, you're needing to fight off here. And you have this cup. You're taking it with you. You may be moving away from a relationship toward another relationship. This is what I feel could be happening for some of my Pisces. And you may have had to really fight for your freedom, defend yourself, protect yourself in order to keep this new situation going and keep it moving forward in a positive direction. I feel like you've already gained some success, some progress. You've planted some seeds of this harvest, and you're waiting for this harvest to come in, okay? And it's taking a little bit longer than you expected. There are still some obstacles. You're still pruning things, and you kind of are feeling, you know, I've put so much energy into this thing, expecting this thing, and you're impatient. You're impatient for it to come to fruition. Okay, you're impatient to get to this connection with whoever this is. Okay, it's companionship. It's a partnership. It is someone that you have mutual goals with, someone that you are friends with. As I said, this influence of this new moon is in your 11th house, so it may be someone that you've met through a group activity or a group endeavor, a group connection, someone that you met through friends. Someone who was a friend and is now evolving to something more than a friend for you, perhaps. And I think that there is good energy there. You know, the two of you are kind of 2 peas in a pod. You are of the same fabric. You have mutual interests. There is a certain amount of kind of dependence on each other. You know, you see this person, these 2 people with their arms locked, I mean, in this card, it's represented by two women, but, you know, it could be two women, it could be two men, it could be male and female, whatever. Whoever it is that you love is all right, okay? That's who you love. And, but it's like there's a serenity, there's a peace when you're together. There is a sense of balance. There's a sense of, you know, of energy. There's a lot of energy here, a lot of mental energy. So you may really communicate with each other very well. There may be psychic communication. There may be emotional communication between the two of you. There may be a way that you communicate without speaking. Okay? So it has really good, it has good roots. You've planted good roots here. You're moving away from a period of difficulty, whatever that was. You are defending this relationship, I feel, against all intruders and all assaults. It means that much to you, okay? And if you have not yet met this person is coming. You're moving toward them. The energy is moving toward that person. It may take a little bit longer for you to get to them than you planned. There may be some delays. Remember, Mercury's retrograde also, as I said. So, you know, that's that kind of delay in things coming to fruition, coming to a culmination. But it's not permanent. All right? Mercury will go forward on January 8th. So after that, you should see movement. All right? Now, I can't help but, you know, I'm looking at this row of cards, which the Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands reversed, and the Judgment card reversed. So this for me is the middle of, you know, the middle of the month. But I feel like for some reason, this diagonal is a strong message for you too, because here you are fighting off whatever it is. I see a group of people fighting also, kind of, and it's not like trying to kill each other or trying to hurt each other, but there's like a jockeying. There may be arguments, there may be disagreements. There's like, the energy is very combative. All right, there's a group, you know, one on this card, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people involved in this scuffle. Okay, so there may be 5 people altogether involved that you are either defending yourself against, or there's a connection between you all, or, you know, something there. And then the third card here on this diagonal is the Five of Cups reversed. So you have 2 5s. Actually, look at this. You have 3 5s. Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and Five of Cups. Anytime there are 5s, there's change and there's instability. Okay? The 6 is balanced, 3 and 3. That's a 6. That's an even card. The 5, though, is that unstable energy that is in the atmosphere right before you get to that period of harmony and stability. So I feel like in January, you're still going to be kind of wading your way through that unstable energy, okay? There could be tempers flaring. There could be emotional scenes. There could be disagreements with people that you're dealing with. Ultimately, though, you know, you're coming to the end of that now at the end of January. You're coming to the end of it. The Five of Cups is reversed. So what was turned upside down will be righted, okay? With the Five of Cups, 3 cups are spilled, but 2 cups are remaining. So there might be a disconnection with 3 people in your life, and a reconnection or a strengthening of a relationship with another person in your life, or 2 other people. You know, so 3 cups fall into the side, but 2 cups of love remaining. So that's just a message here. Now, in the middle of the month, You're moving toward prosperity. You're moving toward good fortune and success. And the message here is that you should express your gratitude by supporting others, by backing people up, okay? So the Four of Pentacles is here. And the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on tight to something, maybe too tight. Maybe it's time for you to let something go so that something else can move into your life. Okay, the Four of Pentacles always for me is someone that's holding on to something that maybe they should have let go a long time ago, or jealously guarding something that's material and not seeing that too much energy is being concentrated on that. So you may have built foundations, you may have built something established, maybe an established relationship or an established lifestyle, a way of living. There might be property and home involved with the Four of Pentacles. But look how this pentacle is on his head. Okay, so he's holding one pentacle, he's got a pentacle under each foot, and he's got one sitting on his head. It's kind of a silly position. It's kind of a strange position. So he's holding so tightly to the point where he's got these coins underfoot, he's got one on top of his head, and who's directing what here? Okay, it looks like the coin is controlling him. So some of what you may be fighting against, or what may be a cause of conflict for you, might be stemming from financial considerations. Perhaps you have built a foundation that no longer serves you. Perhaps you are in an established situation that you have built over time, but that's no longer giving you satisfaction. Sure, your life is stable. Maybe you have all the finances that you need. Maybe you have the house, the car, the picket fence, you know, all of the trappings of success, but something is missing. And you are holding so tightly to that structure in your life that you're not allowing yourself to really bring in what is going to bring you emotional satisfaction, that what that knight is trying to achieve. Okay, so next to the Five of Wands reversed here, you know, there may be conflict about money. You know, it may get to a boiling point where there's a lot of focus and jockeying for power, or jockeying for security, or conflicts, arguments over money, or over something that's established, a property perhaps. And the major arcana Judgment is telling you that it's time to wake up. You may have to make a decision about this situation. You're going to receive an awakening. Okay? This awakening may require you to start new, start fresh, start from the beginning. Create a new structure in your life. And it's like you holding on so tightly to this is delaying this awakening. You know, it's maybe preventing you from really having the life that you truly want, and that's going to truly make you happy. Because I don't think this Four of Pentacles situation is making you happy anymore. There's too much conflict around you. You're having to defend yourself. You're having to fight for something. So the angel here on the Judgment card is telling you to wake up. You're resisting it, but it's telling you that you have to wake up. Some of you may be involved in some kind of medical situation, or someone that you're involved with could be medical personnel. Whenever I see the Judgment card, I see the Swiss flag there, or the flag that represents, you know, first aid, or medical association. So you're moving toward prosperity. There is some good fortune. And it seems like you shouldn't be afraid of whatever you think you're going to lose if you let go, if you release your control over this old way of life, because something new and even richer and even more prosperous is trying to come. And it is in some way connected to this relationship, to this companionship. Okay? There are shared goals here that may bring you even more success than what you had before in your old situation. Okay? So don't be afraid of that. Don't think that if you lose this, then you've lost your security, you've lost your success, you've lost your prosperity. Because this is talking about good fortune and success and wealth and even material possessions. So there may be someone new in your life with whom you will have the opportunity to join financial lives and have everything that you need to make you feel secure. Okay? Maybe what you're holding on to here is just 4 pentacles, but what you're moving towards, if you allow this awakening to happen, is something so much greater and richer and more prosperous. I mean, look at this gigantic golden disc. Look at the golden Buddha. This to me looks a lot more prosperous than the king holding on tightly to 4 pentacles. Okay? He doesn't really look very happy. But the Buddha here looks completely at peace. So believe me, there is a way to blend spiritual peace with material peace. There's a way to do that. And you do that by taking your material wealth and sharing it. Okay? Giving it away. Building things that help humanity. So you may have the opportunity to do that with someone in your life. Now, at the end of the month is a little heavy energy. All right, we have the 10 of Swords, we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the 5 of Cups reversed. So, you know, I feel like if we're looking at this row, you're defending yourself, you're holding on tightly to something, but the 10 of Swords says that it's coming to an end. This period of trying to grasp hold of something so it doesn't slip away is coming to an end, and it may come to a bit of a difficult end, because you may feel like as you are awakening to the truth in your life, as that horn is sounding and you are awakening and you're standing there naked and vulnerable, it may feel like this. Okay? It may feel, when you realize that the structures that you built are no longer serve you, are no longer making you happy, and you decide to wake up from that, the first few moments of that may feel like this. May feel like the end of the world. Okay? There may feel like darkness. There may feel like you have lost everything. But I'm telling you that you haven't. Because at the end of this row, you're coming to peace. Okay? At the end of this row, you are coming to peace. Where you're gaining harmony and balance. There's perfection here, equipoise, a sense of well-being, favorable conditions, and expansion. So if at the end of the month you are in this 10 of Swords energy where, you know, structures you have built have now fallen, relationships may have broken up, there may be an end to something that you depended on a long time, and there may be a sense of detachment and separation, or people estranged from one another. You know, perhaps you and a partner, or you and someone else in your life that you've built something with. You know, there may be the feeling that this is over and that you have to go your own way, or that you are leaving someone behind. The Five of Pentacles talks about impoverishment, but I don't feel like it's financial impoverishment here for you. I feel like it's more of an emotional impoverishment, because it's next to the Five of Cups. All right? But the Five of Cups says whatever you have to leave behind, whatever is cut away from your life, there are still 2 cups standing. Okay? You have to now be ready to start fresh and start new. And that's what the Five of Cups reversed means. It means now you have gone through the worst of it. You may have mourned the situation. You may have finally come to a realization of where you belong and where you don't belong. Now you can't go any farther down. Now the only way is up. The only way is forward. The only way is movement towards what will satisfy you emotionally. And as I said, the final card here is peace. Okay? And it's beautiful. It's tranquility. It is, you know, when I see this card, it reminds me of that darkness before the dawn, as the sun is starting to rise up behind the mountain. And, you know, what you thought was darkness when you were living in darkness and the stars are in the sky, here's that, I don't know if you can see it, but there's one little bird that has taken flight. And that for me represents hope and represents lifting out of a period of darkness. And with the sun creeping up slowly, you don't see it yet, but it's starting to illuminate the sky. That talks about new beginnings. All right? That talks about a new day dawning in your life. So if there are relationships that need to be left behind, if there is a way of life, if there are structures that need to go away so that you can start fresh, you have the ability to make it through this. There's someone in your life with whom you have a powerful, powerful connection. Or if you have not met that person yet, that person is coming. Okay? That someone is coming into your life. And as a result of that relationship, there is going to be success, good fortune, prosperity, joining of forces, mutual respect, shared goals, interdependence with that person. And you have the ability to achieve peace and well-being with them. Okay? And you should feel very happy about that. You should feel very excited and optimistic about that potential. Okay? So that's for the month of January. Let me just go ahead and throw one more oracle card here and see what the closing message is. Closing message. This is for Pisces. Closing message for Pisces for January 2017. Okay, Pisces, let's see. All right, we have Thinker. Okay. So what strikes me about this card, I don't know if is it focusing for you? Yeah. What strikes me about this card is that this person is this being, this this fairy, or whatever you want to call her. She's in deep contemplation. And I feel like this is who you're going to need to be this month of January. You're going to really have to sit and think about your situation, your life, what it is that you really want, what resonates for you and what does not. And, you know, there's a need to think before acting, absolutely. But don't lose your head. If emotional situations take place, don't let them get the best of you. Be the thinker. Be the contemplative person. Let your head rule your heart. Let your head overrule your emotional nature. Now, that's not the easiest thing to do for my Pisces, because you are emotion embodied. Okay? You are sensitive. You are easily touched. You're easily hurt. You absorbed everything that is around you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And because of that, you really need to protect yourself. Maybe that's what you're fighting against, okay? Maybe you're fighting against being overwhelmed emotionally. The thinker is telling you to think very carefully about what it is and who it is that you want in your life. And use your mind and your brain to set that plan in motion, okay? There are people around you to support you, to help you, and you have that energy highlighted right now. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for advice to someone that you love and respect. But ultimately, the final decision is yours. And so I feel you are going to be thinking overtime. I can smell the wood burning. You know, those wheels are going to be moving for you in January, Pisces. And I feel that whatever it is that you come up with, it's going to be the right thing. It's going to be the right decision. If it feels right, then it is right. So that's your message for January 2017. And now I'm going to do a 3-card reading for you. I hope that this reading resonated for you, Pisces. And now let me just pull the cards together and pull 3 cards for you for 2017. All right, so each card is going to represent 4 months. So January through April, May through August, and September through December, to see what the general overview, spiritual overview, is going to be for you for 2017. Now, so far I've had a few cards, some of the same cards come up for a few different signs. So sometimes when that happens, it tells me that there may be common threads that we are going to be experiencing, you know, as human beings in a certain year. You know, that may be the strong theme of that year, whatever those cards are that are coming up for everyone. So let's see what comes up for you, Pisces. Let's see what the focus is for 2017 for my Pisces. Okay. All right, we have the moon, and I'm not reading these in reverse, right side up only. The moon, we have the tower, okay, and we have the emperor. All right. The moon, the tower, and the emperor. All right, so, you know, these are really powerful cards, and the moon for me is definitely emotional situations. So, you know, right up your alley, Pisces. I feel like the first few months of January are going to be the first few months of 2017 are going to be highly emotional for you. And, you know, I'm getting romantic connections. I'm getting 2 sides of the coin. I'm getting on the light side, you know, the side of light, I'm getting a deep and powerful emotional connection to someone. All right, you know, kind of alluding back to that companionship card for the Tao Oracle. I'm getting the ability for you to really be at one with someone in your life to the point where there is you know, you can read each other's thoughts. You know what the other one is thinking. You know what the other one is feeling. The connection to someone, the psychic connection, is so powerful that you feel each other a million miles away. Okay? So that first few months of January, I keep saying January, that first few months of 2017, there may be a deepening and developing and increasing of this emotional tie with someone. Your dreams could be very powerful for you. You could be thinking and dreaming and fantasizing a great deal in the first 4 months about someone and about a relationship and how you would want that relationship to be. Okay? What you want to manifest in real life out of your dreams about someone. Now, the moon can also represent illusion. So, you know, we have to look at that, at the dark side of these cards as well. So what you want to make sure is that you want to make sure that you are living authentically. You know, if you have someone in your life that you are connected to, that you're getting to know, take your time to really get to know that person and make sure that they are the real deal. Your psychic mind will know. There will be no doubt. Your intuitive, your powerful Piscean intuitive sense will know if this person is real or if they're not. There's no question to me. You won't have to sit around and worry about it. You won't have to, you know, get advice on it. You will know. And if this is the real deal, as I said, it could be very powerful. The warning with the moon is that you have to make sure that you know the difference between truth and reality. Because, between truth and reality, between truth and illusion. Because illusion could lead you astray. If it's not based on mutual respect, truth, okay, mutual goals, you know, someone being authentic and real and revealing themselves to you 100%. If it's not that, then it's the other thing. Okay? There's no gray area. Either someone is for you or they are not for you. And I feel like you will know that within the first 4 months of December of 2017, you will know. As I said, listen to your dreams, because your dreams will reveal things to you as well. Now, the middle part of 2017, you could be seeing 2 different scenarios, all right? Going back to the reading that we just did, some of you, as I said, may be moving out of one relationship into the next, or maybe moving out of one situation into the next. You may be, where the moon is concerned, you may be living in illusion, okay? You may be in a situation that looks like one thing from the outside, but is really something else on the inside, okay? It may look pretty and perfect on the outside, but inside, there's nothing there. There's no connection. And so some of you may be detaching yourself from this illusory relationship or connection, moving toward an authentic one. All right? Now, if that is the case, the Tower talks about situations that completely change and transform your life. They come in, the energy comes in like a lightning bolt out of the blue, and the life that you had before is completely different than the life that you have after. It is a situation that creates upheaval sometimes, especially if what you had before was not built on truth. So here we have the moon, where we're talking about illusions, and we're having the Tower here talking about the truth of a situation being revealed and completely tearing down whatever this illusion was. You'll know what that is, Pisces, okay? Whatever this is, it could be the ending of a relationship. It could be you meeting someone new and knowing that what you had before was not for you or was not the real deal. Okay? This situation in the middle of 2017 could cause the breakdown of a connection, a marriage, a long-term relationship. You could be moving. There could be the need for you to leave the structure that you previously lived in, okay, and to find a new place. There could be, separation, a family situation could be separated. It could be you could lose your property, your home. There could be, the Tower can bring things out of the blue. It can bring revelations that totally change your life. All right. Now, if you are living authentically and if you are already ready for this change to happen, meaning the Tower only brings about this drastic change if it's time for a change in your life and you're resisting it. Okay? If you are moving towards this change in your life already, then the Tower is going to be something that is going to just transform things, like create a brand new life out of the ashes of what you left behind willingly. Okay? If you're not willingly leaving something behind, then the Tower comes and causes circumstances that you have no choice. All right? So from the Tower energy, though, at the end of the year, here you are as the Emperor. And I really like this, because what this means to me is that regardless of what you have to reveal or what is revealed, or regardless of what breaks down and becomes something else, regardless perhaps of what you lose, you are going to be gaining power and authority over your life. So what is left after the Tower, that lightning bolt comes? You are going to be in command. Okay? So don't think that this Tower is going to come and then you're going to be, flotsam and jetsam and all over the place and not knowing where you are supposed to be and not having any stability. No, it's actually completely the opposite. The Emperor is in charge. He's in charge of his kingdom. He's in charge of his dominion. He is in charge of the rock that he stands on. All right? He has power. He has authority. He has powerful will. All right? He is, it's interesting. I just looked, he in this card, he has his arm on this cloud, and he has, the oceans and the mountains perhaps under his feet. So he is totally in control of his world and his dominion. Okay? He's not a weak person. He has no, he is independent. He is a ruler. He is a commander. He is the one that everyone's going to come to for advice and for support. And so he has landed, whatever this Tower situation happened, he has landed firmly on his feet. Okay? He's in charge. So know that anything that you lose here, anything that is upended, anything that is torn down, anything that changes drastically, you are going to land on your feet. And we're talking about September through December, around those energies, those times. You're ending out the year of 2017 large and in charge, okay, of whatever it is you want to have dominion over. The Emperor talks about professional success, financial success, respect, admiration. Okay, so if you're afraid in this situation that you don't want to leave this illusion behind because you're not sure if you will be respected or admired, or you think you'll lose your standing of what you've built up, not at all. The Emperor is saying you are going to have even more control because you'll be living truthfully, and he's wearing these red robes, and the red robes represent power and strength. Okay? This is a Martian card for me, ruled by Mars. So that is that strong energy. It's masculine energy. It could be, if you are a female and you are involved with men, it could be a male energy coming into your life that's going to help you establish yourself, okay, or rebalance your situation. If you are a woman who is a professional and you are out there making things happen as well as or better than any man, it could be you gaining greater professional status and responsibility and power. Okay, if you are a male Pisces, this is you gaining control and all those things that are a positive aspect of masculine energy. Okay, so definitely nothing to fear here of this Tower, because I feel like you're going to land on your feet and you are going to land on the throne. Okay. All right, Pisces, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing my videos. Welcome to the channel if you are new to the Sun Woman community, and thank you for staying if you are a subscriber who's been through the months here with me. If you would like a private reading, please contact me. I'd be happy to be able to do that for you. Please like my Facebook page. You can find me at the symbol @ I am the Sun Woman on Facebook, and you can get to my website to order a reading on just click on the link that is in the information box below. And I thank you so much. Again, I wish you all wonderful and good things. Happy New Year to you, my Pisces, and I bid you love and peace and Namaste.